Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how to install these 2-inch lights. It's a dual pack with the Amber DRLs. So, here we go. Alright guys, so now we got the brackets unboxed. If you look at the picture, a little tip is it shows these out the box as they are like this with a little gap underneath. But what we're gonna do is when we go to install these are gonna be flipped upside down. It's gonna be this way. So when we go to install them on the hood, these will be locked in. I'm gonna have to improvise, so we're gonna get it done here, guys. So this is gonna be the bracket. This is how it's gonna get installed here. It's gonna go just like that, connected. So you see out here, that's where it's gonna be poking out and sticking. We're gonna stick the lights right on there. These are the lights here, the wiring and the harness. And what that's gonna, where all that's gonna go, I'll show you the wiring as I go, but we're gonna run the cables all along here, and we'll fix it all nice and neat, of course. Run it through here, because the driver's side bracket's gonna go here, so both those wires are gonna get connected, and then we're gonna connect them here to the battery, and then it's gonna go straight down to the firewall, straight where you see that blue tab here. Got these are the mounts that are going to hold the lights here, so I'll show you once we get ready for that installation. So that's what's going to get connected there, and that will be what's going to be holding the lights in place. So right now they have a nice little cover on here. I'm going to leave on for now until I'm ready for it. Got the harness here. I'm going to take a little picture just in case I gotta disconnect these to run them through the firewall. Just gonna do the switch here. And this is the harness. This is what's going to go on the driver's side. It's what's going to get connected to the battery, and then here we just need a positive ground here. So I'll show you once we get ready for that. This is the overview of the hardware and what we're going to be using. Guys, once we get this flush on both sides here, the hardware we're going to use is this mini lock nut here and this hex bolt for each side, and that's what's going to hold it down. So of course, tricky doing it with one hand, but we're gonna get it here. Oh, got it. First try. And that is what's gonna hold our lights in place. And we tie it down with these Allen wrenches that they provided for us. Alright guys, now we've got them both installed there, got them tightened down, both sides. So now that bracket is good to go. With this wire, you can run it through the back or through the front. I think I'm gonna rock with the front. Looks a little cleaner and maybe a little more discreet with that. So typically it shouldn't really matter. This is what we're gonna work with. Here we go. Now we're installing the brackets on the hood. All these are gonna be 12 mil. So that's what we're using here. Now you just gotta line up the bracket with the hood, make sure it's flushed. That's where two people could kind of come in handy here. But we're gonna improvise. So get that lined up there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright guys, now we got the brackets installed here. if you're worried about it scratching or hitting the windshield, it has just enough clearance, which is pretty cool. Kind of keeps it, you know, a little discreet here. Put my shoes here in case the hood was gonna fall on the windshield. Look at that, beautiful. Just taking a little video so I remember how the wires go, because I'm probably gonna have to pull these, tie them, and run them through that tight little squeeze right there. Right in there, in that firewall. Alright guys, so I popped this cover off here, and what I did was I took a picture of the wiring, of how it goes, so I can remember how to install it back. So what I did, I had to improvise. I had to get a long screwdriver, or whatever you have, and I taped the electrical tape, I taped the wires together, because this hole is a little tight. So what I did was I just taped them to that long screwdriver and I poked it through. Then I pried this off so I can get a little visual, because what we're going to do is we're going to replace this one. Now the only thing is this cover is going to be a little wider than this one. This one's a little slimmer than that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to improvise, and we're gonna file this down a little bit just to get a snug fit. Now, what I did down here, I just cut a little slit down there so I can pass these wires through. So I got the wires through, took the electrical tape off. Now we're gonna review that picture so we can see how this comes off. And this you could just pry off with either like a flathead or one of these little gadgets. So yeah, whatever you have, let's get it done. Just so you know, so with these back here, we have two little tabs here. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here, but what we're gonna do is not pull out, but we're gonna push it through. As you can see, it's already kind of poking out, but let's see. There we go. Did it with one hand. Alright guys, now we got it installed here. Had to improvise, had to use my knife, had to use the little blade, but shaved it down and got it just right. Beautiful. So now we just install. Alright guys, we got it hooked up now. Now we just pop this bad boy back in. Alright guys, got the lights on. We got the wiring through the firewall. I now got it connected to, we have a positive here. Well, yeah, I have that hooked up there. I have this to the ground here, and I face it straight down. That's my LCD. And now we're gonna fix all this extra wiring. We're gonna run it through the top here. All right guys, if you're wondering about the connections over here for the lights, below here we have a little lip, a little clip, and we're just gonna attach it to the bottom so it can lock in here. So we get that going, and then here you should hear a clip. There you go. And we're locked in there. Now we're gonna run all this wiring through the top, zip tie it, y todo. All right, before we start getting it all nice and pretty, we're just gonna double check our work here. So what I'm gonna do before I even put this on, we're gonna hit the on button here. Bam. Check it. See, we see the red lights here. I'm gonna take this little cover off. And here I'm gonna have to screw the nut down, but just to see what we're looking like. There we go, buddy. Mentioned, so the only tools we have left over are the Allen wrenches. These were for these hex bolts here, and then the slimmer one, I think it should be for the lights itself here. Bam. Bam. Just in case you were wondering. Alright guys, we got the lights installed. I'm going to take the covers off here pretty soon. I just want to get the work done first. Now we got it all nice and organized here. Zip tied it all the way across through there, and I kind of stretched it back with 2 zip ties just to bring it back a little bit, just so they can connect here. And so all the slack that we had here, I bundled up and put a little zip tie just to kind of keep it all together, and I tucked it right under this little cover here. So it's all nice and snug under there. You can't even see it. Got the connections all nicely hooked up. Here we go, guys. Got this one here. The only thing I may need to adjust is just the position on those, which is no big deal. So we got that going. We got this back plugged in. And we got our boom, boom. Alright guys, so finished product here. I turned off the cabin lights just so we can see these lights a little better. So this is what we're looking like with the amber lights. Here we got the LED. That's what we're looking like. As you can tell, they are pretty bright. So it looks great in my opinion.